Full slate of MLB action today on Sunday, July 21st, and I have my best bets for today. I have a Moneyline Bet, a NRFI, a home run prop, a K prop, and a 4-leg game line lay, so make sure you watch the entire video to get all of my best bets. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive into the Moneyline Bet of the day. The Braves split their doubleheader with the Cardinals yesterday, but I expect them to win today and take the series W. Spencer Schwellenbach, the rookie for the Braves, is going, and he already faced the Cardinals earlier this year. On 624, he allowed 4 earned on 8 hits and 5 innings of work, with 6 Ks in a loss against the Cardinals. However, he's rematching them, and despite the fact that he did get hit pretty hard and be hit around a little bit, his expected metrics were actually better than his actual. He had a 313 expected weighted on-base average, which really is not that bad, a 333 expected batting average, which is not great, and a 378 expected slug, which is a pretty solid mark, and like I mentioned, is actually lower than all of his actual metrics on the Cardinals. So I anticipate Schwellenbach to have a much better start, and also with a 28.6% K rate, so that's something very important going against this Cardinals lineup. But on the other hand, the reason why we're going with the Braves is Miles Mikolas is on the mound for the St. Louis Cardinals, and this Braves lineup has seen him so well. A 435 expected weighted on-base average, a 687 expected slug, and a 307 expected batting average in a relatively good sample size. Now, Mikolas has been getting hit really hard by left-handed batters. The Braves don't have a left-handed heavy lineup, but they do have absolute studs in Ozzie Albies, Matt Olson, and then other role-player left-handed hitters like Jared Kelenic and Eddie Rosario. Now, both of these bullpens are absolutely shot from the doubleheader, but we have the better team still, despite the fact that the Braves have struggled this year while the Cardinals have overperformed. You have Schwellenbach, who's the better starter over Mikolas, who tosses cookies, and the Braves are looking to win this series at home, and I expect them to get the win today against the Cardinals. The Braves are the best moneyline bet. Now let's talk best NRFI. We're headed to Minnesota for the best NRFI bet of the day. Aaron Civale is going for the Brewers against Joe Ryan of the Twins, and this is Civale's third start with the Brewers organization since the trade. And against the Minnesota Twins, he has very good metrics: a 291 expected weighted on base, a 382 expected slug, and a 238 expected batting average against the current Twins roster. And he faced this Twins team with the Rays earlier this season. He did have a rough outing, did not last long, just 3.2 innings, 4 runs on 7 hits in that time, but he did not allow a run in that first inning. On the other hand, Joe Ryan going for the Twins, he's been great at home this season, a 344 FIP, a 333 expected FIP, and only 2 Brewers have seen him. He dominated them. They're not top of the lineup guys, but having a situation where a team has not seen a pitcher, especially a guy of Ryan's caliber at all yet, that actually is very advantageous for the pitcher. Now, these are 2 teams that have some decent success in the first inning, but nothing special. Milwaukee 21st in runs at .43 per first frame, and that number actually drops to .37 on the road. Then the Twins, they're dead in the middle, 15th in runs per first at .48, but that goes up to .67 at home. But it is a tough matchup going against Civale, who has that success against this Twins team. So the first NRFI of the day, the best NRFI of the day, is the Milwaukee Brewers at the Minnesota Twins. Now let's talk about a home run prop before we get into a strikeout prop and a game line lay, so don't go anywhere. Go into Texas for the home run prop of the day, the home of the home run derby, and have Adley Rutschman as my best bet to go yard today. Adley has 7 dingers against left-handed pitching on the Orioles, which leads the team, and he is going against Andrew Heaney, who has allowed 13 home runs to right-handed batters this season. Adley also has a .227 ISO and a 192 WRC plus against left-handed pitching, so Adley is one of the best bets on the board. Heaney, 7 of his 13 home runs allowed to right-handed batters have come against the four-seam fastball, while 4 of them have come against the slider. And Adley Rutschman is one of the best in the business against the four-seam fastball. He has a run value of 10 and a 51.1% hard hit rate. Now, against the slider, he still has a positive run value, a run value of 1, though his metrics are not really great against the slider, so hopefully Adley's going to be able to jump on a early first pitch or so. And Heaney's also dominated Adley. Adley's just 1 for 10 against Heaney in his career, but Adley has a 32.7 degree launch angle, meaning that he is hitting the ball in the air when he is getting out against Heaney. He is putting that ball right up in the air, and Heaney has allowed a pretty high home run to fly ball ratio. So despite Adley get to have some success against Heaney, he does have the tools to take Heaney yard, especially against the pitch mix that Heaney throws. And I expect Adley Rutschman to hit a home run today. That is the best home run bet of the day. Now let's talk strikeouts. Staying in Arlington and going with Andrew Heaney under 6.5 strikeouts for the best K prop. He has only gone over this number in 37% of games so far this season, And yes, he did ring up 10 Orioles in Baltimore on June 30th, but the second time seeing a pitcher is an advantage for the offense, and the Orioles actually have better strikeout metrics. One, during day games, they strike out fewer times, and also on the road, their strikeout numbers are lower. So despite the fact that Heaney did own the Orioles earlier this season, I expect the Orioles to get to Heaney, and under 6.5 strikeouts is the best bet. The O's, they're not a team like you like to back. They have a 23.1% K rate against lefties in the first half. But over the last 14 games, that has dropped to 20.3%. Of course, you have the All-Star break in the middle there, but the Orioles should be able to stack up to 7 right-handed bats against Heaney, who has worse advanced metrics against right-handed hitters. So this number is simply too high for this Orioles team. I like Andrew Heaney under 6.5 strikeouts. Now, moment we've all been waiting for, let's talk about a 4-leg game line parlay. Today's 4-legger starts off with the Atlanta Braves money line. I already broke them down in detail, so that is going to be the first leg. But let's talk about 3 more legs. Second leg of the game line lay, Tigers Blue Jays under 8 runs. Now, these two teams have flown over the total in the first 2 games of these series, but these are 2 teams that are absolutely not known for their offenses. They both have pretty poor bullpens, which is where a lot of these runs have come from. But in this game, with rookie Keter Montero going for the Tigers, he's had some good starts, some bad starts, but I really like his ability to pitch. He's got a really nice changeup, and Montero should be able to take control of this game against this Blue Jays lineup that is really struggling. And now, even though Bo Bichette has not been having a great year, he's officially going to be missing from that Blue Jays order. On the flip side, Kevin Gausman going for the Jays. Now, Gausman has, again, had up and down season after coming into the season with an injury, but against the current Tigers roster, a .216 expected weighted on base, 33.7% K rate. The Tigers are a team that strikes out a ton during the day, so this is a matchup where time and place, the Blue Jays should not have success against Montero, and the Tigers should not have success against Gausman, so I'm going with the under there. Next, headed to Pittsburgh for the Phillies, who are looking to avoid getting swept in Pennsylvania by the Pirates. Now, they were unable to score some runs, but that should not be the case today, going against Marco Gonzalez, left-handed pitcher who is making his second start since coming back from injury. The Phillies can absolutely stack right-handed bats against Gonzalez, and they're so good against left-handed pitching. Now, their starting pitcher is not somebody who you want to know a lot about. He is a guy who is only making his second start. But with that being said, this Pirates lineup is not a scary lineup. Tyler Phillips should be able to hold his own here. And Marco Gonzalez is a guy who can get absolutely shredded up. So the Phillies should be able to take control and score runs. Last but not least, going with another team looking to avoid the sweep on the road. And this is the Cincinnati Reds. Yesterday lost against the Nationals in the 8th inning, led up the game-winning run. But today, with Andrew Abbott on the mound against Jake Irvin, they have seen Irvin really well despite Irvin having such a great season. And Abbott has pitched very well at times. And yes, the Nationals were able to beat Lodolo, who still had 8 Ks and had a good game against them. Washington's metrics against left-handed pitching is not good. And Irvin is kind of a guy who is due to crash and come back down to earth. So the Cincinnati Reds money line is the final leg of the 4-legger. That is Braves money line, Tigers Jays under 8, Phillies money line, and Cincinnati Reds money line for a 4-leg game line lay. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know in the comments what you're betting today, and I'll see you guys next time.